All right, I'm going to try to do a little bit better video on this C10 wiring kit. Um, I'm in the process right now. I'm going to turn this camera around. I'm in the process right now of setting up the rear body. I've actually done everything else. So this is kind of what you get. You get plugs, you get wires. All of the wires are labeled. I don't know if I can see any of the labels on here. I think you might be able to know. But then each bag, rear body kit, front body kit, will give you the connectors, the instructions of what the connectors will do, and the wiring diagram. Very simple. There is work. I'm in the process of building the rear to get it all strung out. They give me plenty of wire. They give you the wire to tie the stuff in. This is actually the backup lamp. I'll have to wire from one side of the body to the other. Obviously it's a common wire, but I have rolled through this thing pretty good. I was a little nervous about it when I first got it. I was like, man, there's gonna be a lot of work. And although I have a lot of confidence in my abilities, it's like, man, I hope I didn't bite off too much. And it really has been pretty simple. So I ran my wiring harness up along that tray that's goes along the firewall. Those black wires right there, that wire wrap, I get that wire wrap from Harbor Freight for like $9 or $10, and it's 25 foot. But those two wires are, there's a tack wire and my ignition wire makes it brings the thunder. That wire there goes down to the starter. They have me wire, I don't know if we can see it up underneath here. Yeah, a little bit. There's a big mega fuse set up right there. So you run two hot wires down to your starter, and your alternator will run to there, and then the hot wire back will go to your battery. I set up several grounds. There was some grounds on it when I bought it. I added a few more. But then wiring the bulkhead plug, got to cut the hole a little bit bigger in your firewall. I ran mine back around my fender. I wrapped everything with that stuff just to protect the wiring, but it's trying to keep it all clean back behind there. And then the wires that go, this is the factory wiring harness cover that came with the truck, but it's cleaned up. I actually had a water temperature sensor. It's a little bit more accurate than the gauge I got in the truck. And back there I got oil pressure line. That's that plastic crap. I'll end up changing that over to copper. But yeah, the wiring, this is the inside of the engine compartment completed. So I've got the lights wired, the turn signals wired, everything wired, and everything is nice and clean in here. The brake line wire, I had a little oopsie. I forgot to put the cover on first, so I have those soldering couplers. You heat that up and solder it. We'll clean that up with just a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with it. When you get done and I check everything, once everything's done, we're going to silicone all the back of those to make that all wire tight. But yeah, this is you know, the kit was expensive, but it was worth it. The effort that these guys put in to there you go, now you can see it, into making this thing where it's easy to read, easy to assemble. They give you the instructions. They tell you, obviously, when you got to turn the right way, they tell you how to wire it. You have to build some of the plugs yourself. That's no big deal. You get all of the couplers, put it in. It tells you exactly where the wires go in the plugs, and every bag that comes in it. So you got in this box, this was my dash connectors. This was the instrument panel in the dash, so they even separated that out. This is the rear body. I've got bags laying over here with the engine compartment. Some of these extra plugs are for things I didn't use. I didn't have dual headlights and that sort of thing. And again, I use my own water temperature and oil temperature. But you get ground wires. I mean, it is a very complete kit. Everything is very simple. The kit number for my truck was 510089. I got everything but the HVAC wiring, which at some point in time I'm going to do. But I've done enough wiring now that I feel confident I could probably do that on my own. But it's coming right along. I'm waiting on some hoses to put my dash together. I got to put the radio in, And I got to clean up this mess a little bit. I got to tie into this wiring harness with the rear body kit, and then there's a grommet that goes in there. There's my under dash. I'll get it all cleaned up, but everything is pretty much wired back to factory. I don't know what that plug was when I unplugged it, because a bunch of this stuff was homemade. I don't know if that goes to speakers that are in the back that I don't know, or something else, but we're gonna get that figured out. But yeah, once my hoses come for my AC and my heat, we'll get this dash put together, and then we're gonna make this thing run.